Welcome back to the Astragoth campaign, and I hope that you're all doing well today. So I'm just refreshing my memory here. We obviously we're only on turn 3, and we spent our first 2 turns here basically consolidating our first province. So I am intending this to be a thematic playthrough, just like all of my campaigns are trying to be. However, having said that, I'm not all that well versed yet with the Chaos Dwarfs, so I want to go ahead and just say that if any of you have any particular ideas that you'd like me to try to follow in the course of this campaign, I would be happy to at least accept those suggestions and consider them. I will do my best, of course, as I usually try to do. For right now, we're just basically trying to get ourselves a good defensive position and then decide what our next enemy is going to be, because we finished off our initial enemy and we are, of course, surrounded by possibilities. So we're at 44. However, our army's obviously got only a few of the Chaos Dwarfs, and we're going to have very heavy reliance in the early going on the Hobgoblins, probably, so, which aren't the greatest troops in the world. In fact, on that note, I actually wanted to mention something here. So I'm using the Legendary Lore mod, and I gave this a quick read when I loaded in here, and I found this to be quite interesting. Hobgoblins are universally loathed by other greenskins, and only their relentless twitchy vigilance and the protective shadow of their masters stops the other orc and goblin slaves from tearing them apart. While far from the best troops, in fact generally varying wildly between feverish violence and debased cowardice, they are too weak-willed and untrusting even of each other to mount any kind of cohesive rebellion. So yeah, very hesitant to rely very heavily upon the... Actually, you know what? I just realized I don't have... It's not Hobgoblins I'm even recruiting yet. I'll get to Hobgoblins. I don't... right now, so far, I'm only relying on the orcs and goblins. But... Where is it? Yeah. Now I can start, because we took over this settlement, and this settlement does have the Hobgoblin building. Now we're going to be relying on the Hobgoblins moving forward. So that's certainly what we will be recruiting into this army, starting with this turn. So yeah, not exactly filling me with confidence that this is going to be... Oh, I'm sorry, I do have some of them right here. Yeah, the cutthroats, okay. Yeah, so... Heavy reliance on Hobgoblins, not something I want to be doing long term. So anyway, back to our diplomacy situation, and really not so much the diplomacy situation, but the who is going to make a good enemy for us next situation. We know that the Greenskins hate us, obviously Dripping Fangs here, Bone Rattlers, this is Azhag, this is Grimgore. They all hate us. Any of them could declare war on us at any point. These guys don't hate us nearly as much, but they're also a minor faction that we could maybe pick on. So that's a consideration. The Ogres don't hate us as much as the Greenskins do, but they don't exactly love us. And kind of the same situation with the Skaven and the Vampire Count. So basically, we're surrounded by folks who don't love us. These guys, Gorth the Cruel, they actually are the only ones who are okay with us. And this is a minor, right? A minor Chaos Dwarfs faction. They just happen to be extremely strong right now. Yeah. So they, in fact, they're our only quote-unquote friends, because we have non-aggression pact and a military access treaty with them. So yeah, obviously that's the one faction that we don't want to be making war with right now, because we really need all the friends that we can get here in the early going. So, having said all that, we've already identified that this is where we share a border with the Greenskins. Certainly a strong possibility to go to war with them down there. These guys, like I said, we could maybe use them as a source of slaves and an easy experience, but we probably should be focused on one enemy at a time. So I think what I'm inclined to do here is focus on the the expectation that we will be going to war with the Greenskins. So they have 3 regions down here. We have decent but not outstanding economy going right now. I could, let me see here. Each of my hobgoblins is costing 100. The hobgoblin archers would be 131. I think first things first is we want to get this army up to 20 units. And I think we may as well do that taking a look here at the public order situation. Our public order is going to slowly get better because of the provincial instability decreasing. So, yeah, I don't think at this point we need to worry too much about the likelihood of a rebellion. I was going to say we could use a rebellion as a source of money and experience, but we're only getting 5. We're only getting 5 from our military presence. Even if we moved outside of the settlements, we would still be a long ways away from getting a rebellion. So yeah, I'm just going to stay in the settlement, garrisoned inside the settlement for now. I'm going to go ahead and do, I think, maybe one more. Oops, sorry about that. Every time I tap my microphone, it causes massive feedback on the recording. Okay. Anyway, yeah, let's go with this. Do we want any sneaky gets? They're the most expensive option. These guys, these cutthroats are shielded. Let me take a look at it this way. What advantages and disadvantages do we get? So these guys get an advantage in terms of their charge bonus. They are anti-infantry. They do have 2 ammunition that they can use, but they have a lower melee defense. I think I'm inclined right now to stick with the shielded hobgoblin cutthroats and then just get some archers. So we'll end up with 4 cutthroats and 4 archers. These guys can continue to be a little bit of the front line, so can they. So yeah, I think that's a good ratio for a starter army. And I don't love the fact that we're losing Winds of Magic, but there's not really a whole heck of a lot we can do about it right now. We have to do recruiting. That's got to be the #1 priority. Now, merchant guilds, it's an option. Harbor guilds, we don't have any ports going right now. Sorcery, tallest towers. We're going to do all these in time, but I think the first thing we want to do is we want to strengthen the laborers and hobgoblin infantry units. That's going to be the backbone of our army for a few turns. In terms of the this building, once it gets built, it's going to jump our workload up tremendously. So we're only going to get a couple of turns that are going to be sustainable in terms of our labor force until we start fighting more battles and getting more slaves. So we'll do this for 1 turn. That gets us up to 18. I think what we'll do then is we'll go ahead and switch then at that point over to one of these others. Don't know which one yet. And go ahead and mount an invasion down here of the Dripping Fangs. So we also have the Hellforge here. So like I said, I think I want to save, construct a building from, yeah. I want to save my armaments in case we get an objective here to use them. So I think that's all we're going to do here right now. Let's go and check diplomacy out from an actual diplomacy standpoint. Nothing really to do except for Clan Ferric, which I'm not eager to do. Let's go ahead and end our turn. While this end turn is going, I want to mention that it has been requested that I take a look at the Drill of Hashut mod. I want to actually test it out a little bit before I commit to it, because I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be compatible with. Okay, construct a building. There we go. A building from the mine. Oh, yeah, that's just a mission successful. Okay. And let's see here. How many? We have 2 of these to look at. Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits. Oh. I didn't actually recruit Hobgoblin Sneaky Gits, so why am I getting this message? Or did I? I did! That was silly of me. I thought I was doing another shielded one. Well, that's fine. Okay. Anyway, it's fine. So, Hobgoblins are such an utterly evil and treacherous race that it is hard to imagine a tribe of Hobgoblins whose double dealing and backstabbing is renowned even amongst their own fickle kind, yet it exists. They fight in battle with 2 long curving knives, ideally suited to their backstabbing methods. Very interesting. Alright, anyway. And then the other one are the Hobgoblin Archers here. They favor razor-sharp curved blades, but if pressed into direct battle, they prefer whatever possible to fight from a distance using crude bows and then pounce on an unwary or crippled foe. Okay, so these are skulking killers. So does that mean, let's take a look at them here. Does that mean they have stalk? They do not. Okay. Alright, fair enough. Anyway, what they do have is poor leadership, which I should have paid more attention to. And they are weak against armor. Maybe I won't be taking any more of those. Maybe I may just leave it at 2. Because their missile strength is definitely not great compared to these guys who are awesome. Yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and start moving in this direction. Good old Astragoth and his mechanical legs. And we'll go ahead and recruit 2 more of these now. Okay. And still losing Winds of Magic. We obviously no longer need this. I guess I could probably change to control since it is a little bit of an issue. Oh, and of course we also have our public order is being affected by these holidays and seasons. We do have First Quaff. Interesting. That's the name of the holiday, First Quaff. A festival where the first kegs of bitter Dawizar beer are tapped for an initial tasting. The quality of beer is seen as an augury, determining the fate of the hold, so the Lord and Sorcerer Prophet take the first sample. Okay, fair enough. Alright, and yeah, we're now at the point where our raw materials are going to be... Why are we getting plus 300? Raw materials... Oh, we're getting... Oh, yeah, of course, that's why. It's the labor that we're losing 400, so yeah, we're going to burn through that very, very quickly here indeed. Let's go ahead and... We're generating income. Let's go ahead and generate even more income. Never hurts to have more money. I was going to switch you over. There's nothing I can do here to help the labor, except for this. Well, that's a rush construction labor cost, but I don't think I'm going to be rushing any construction anytime soon because it costs way too much labor. So let's go ahead then and... Income from refinery buildings, is that what this is? No. What are the refinery buildings? Okay, let's start out looking at you. Refinery. No, it's not going to be under military. Or advanced military, I would not think. Living quarters. Tribute halls. Tower patrols. Furnace. Temple. It's not going to be defense either. So what are the refinery buildings? This time I'm smart enough to actually look at these category names as well, because I've made that mistake before. But I just am not seeing which ones are the refineries. So what about in a miner settlement then? Nope, 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 not seeing it. Okay, is it only in factories maybe? Let's try factories. Assembly line. Refinery. There we go. Okay, so this is going to provide income, but reduce raw materials. Okay, well that's not going to be a high priority for us because not only do we not have that built, but I don't think we want to have it built anytime soon. Oops, wait a minute. Where was I even looking at that? I lost track now of where I was even looking. Okay, all right. Oh, I know what it was. It was a commandment. Yeah, so there's no reason for that commandment. No real big reason for that one. So we'll go ahead and do the control. All right. Sorry about that, folks. I am still kind of learning Chaos Dwarfs here. Learning on the fly. It's always the most exciting way to learn. Not always the most effective way, however. Okay, let's check our diplomacy again. I do want to take a look at these guys. Are they at war with anybody? They're at war with Lamian Sisterhood and the Overlords of Zarduk. They're not super strong. Neither are we. But one thing that we could do here is go ahead and look at... We haven't discovered them, but we have discovered them. Would they give us money to join this war?
Yes.
They'd actually accept a non-aggression pact with us. They'd give us 900. Yeah, that's definitely worth doing. Do I want to do it now, or would I want to wait one turn, or even 2 turns, until we're close enough? You know what? Let me check here. Without recruiting, how far... I cannot get there in one turn either way, but if I go into March stance, yeah, I'm still not going to be able to reach next turn, am I? Alright, back to this. I won't declare war just yet, because it probably makes more sense for us to declare war after we start the invasion. Okay. Good enough. Let's go ahead and end our turn again. Okay, military convoys available. Very good. Alright, complete a trade with military convoy. Very good. And... complete a manufactory forgecraft upgrade in the Hellforge. That's what I was waiting for. Okay, I did not know for sure, but I figured there was a reasonably good chance that that would pop up. Okay. Very nice. Unfortunately, we're already at the point where our labor... Why are we only losing 100? Our workload is 400. I thought that meant that we were going to be burning through 400 labor each turn, but yeah, okay. Obviously, I'm... A higher workload means you'll need to maintain more labor in the province in order to maximize the output of raw materials. Okay, so it's not... It doesn't translate into whatever your workload is, that's how many laborers you're losing every turn. That's good to know. I'll have to figure out the ratio in time, but I'm a little bit relieved because that sure did seem like that was an awfully lot of labor to have to be bringing in every turn. Alright, so meanwhile, we cannot reach his territory if we wanted to go into raiding stance. We could just barely reach it if we went into ambush stance, but I don't really see a major reason to. We can go into encampment stance, but that's going to be too far away. We could go into this, immune to most attrition. It's a little unclear whether we would, from here, if we stopped right here in order to get a little bit more replenishment, it's a little bit unclear whether we would be close enough to attack. So I'm not going to risk that. I'm going to go ahead and go... I could go normal stance, but I'm going to instead go in tunneling stance. I'm going to not worry too much about the replenishment. After all, we're not really that badly depleted. We're going to go ahead and jump into his territory. And depending on how strong... Okay, they're quite strong. They are quite strong. So what we want to do is compare relative strength here. They're 143, we're at 68, so I think we would invite an attack by... Actually, one more thing I want to look at here. Yes, they are still at war with Lamian Sisterhood. They are stronger than Lamian Sisterhood, so we could wait to see if they launch an attack up here and move out of here. Alternatively, we could go ahead and declare war on them and hope that they come out and attack us, but I don't think they will. So we're going to wait until next turn again still. Just see what they do. It's possibly too strong, this garrison. Although that garrison's pretty weak. Let me do this. Let me pull him out. Get him a little bit closer. Can we see what they have? They have black orcs, so that's a concern. Assault units is 53%. Assault garrison is 53%. 53%. Is it worth getting a little bit of experience for him to do that? Let's move him a little bitty bit closer. Can we see any... No, we still don't have a good sense of what exactly is in there, except we know it's led by a level 1 Lord. We know they're not recruiting because of the march stance. Alright, at this point we can no longer get back into our army. Is it worth 392 in order to have a 53% chance of gaining some experience? That's basically what it comes down to, because any damage that we do, they're going to replenish in one turn. I don't think it's worth it. My luck with agents is not great. Okay, so now back to here. Starved wolves. We don't have any wolf raider units, so that's not a high priority. This we need armaments for. We'll get there in time. What about this? Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and do that one as well. Just to make sure. Well, it looks like maybe we... No, we can't quite get back in. Okay. Alright, it is what it is. It's fine. Let's go ahead and check out our settlements again. One turn away from having that done. Our control situation. It's not getting better, but it's not getting worse. Or at least it's not getting worse at an increasing rate. Maybe that's the best way to put it. Okay. Yeah, we're going to leave it in control, I suppose. Let's go ahead. Or do we want to consider recruiting a second army? That might not be a bad idea, quite frankly. 250. Recruiting another army. 250 for you. Recruiting another army would definitely reduce our income, but we could stay positive for a little while. Lure of Death. Fire. Hashut. You know, I wouldn't mind getting a Lure of Hashut just to kind of get a sense of what it's like. I don't think this is what I would want to do because I don't want you to be a melee combatant. Phlegmatic might actually be useful, however. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a second army going. Sorcerer Prophets. Rule over the Tower of Zar Nagrund as the Lords and Masters of the Chaos Dwarfs and High Priests of Hashut. Their lore is deep and ancient. The study of machines and magic combined to produce arcane engines of power and destruction. I'll read through the rest of this on my own time, but there's quite a bit there to learn. Okay. Oh, okay, so they all have this problem where they start to petrify. Very interesting. Okay. I like that. That's kind of thematic, kind of interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and get you right now into the settlement. And we'll do some more recruiting for you. Let's go ahead and get you... Boy, these guys are super cheap. And we can actually use these guys as one of two things. They can either be militia to help keep down the public order, to keep down the unrest in this province, or alternatively, we could use them as bait and try to lay ambushes with our much stronger army. So let's try that. Let's go ahead and do another end turn here. Okay, he moved out with his main army. That's exactly what we wanted. Alright, very interesting. We've got some options now. The Dark Land, Zorn Uzkul, the Great Skull Land, is a vast and hospitable plateau where the air is frigid and thin, and the dusty ground is littered with the wind-scoured bones of the ancient dead. The mineral wealth is rich here, but the earth and stone seem tainted and unclean. There are a couple of unnamed lakes to the south, and River Ruin is born to the southeast. When it reaches the cliff that separates the Great Skull Land from the plains of Zarduk, it forms the so-called Falls of Doom, at whose feet the Chaos Dwarfs excavated a long navigable tunnel that reaches the Sea of Chaos through Oskalok, which today hosts a slave port. Okay, interesting. Okay, and then goblin laborers, we can probably imagine what they are. You know what their description is. We already know the basics about goblins and how useless laborers are. Okay. You could actually almost get close enough, but not quite close enough to join an attack here on Dusty. Now, Dusty has 2 black orcs. I am not happy about that. You guys have a garrison of 9 with a very weak additional army here. In fact, they're not even in the settlement. So it would be an easier fight if we wanted to just attack these guys directly. But I kind of feel like we need to wipe out the armies first. So, despite the fact that they have 2 black orcs here, I think we want to attack them. So let's go ahead and do our diplomacy. Let's go ahead and do Lamian Sisterhood. What would you give us to join the war against the Dripping Fangs?
That knowledge alone will be leveraged against you.
A little bit less money than you were offering before. That's unfortunate, but we'll take it. Okay. Now, not you, but you. Let's get you into the army. We're at 20. We're going to attack. And he's going to fight us. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, definitely those black orcs are the biggest problem. So what we definitely need to do is get our blunderbusses shooting at those black orcs. You are also anti-infantry, so we'll try to get you into them as well, but I don't think I want to count on that. You are anti-large. Black orcs are not considered large, are they? No, they are not. So they have no large at all. Okay. And of course it's going to be a field battle. Almost the entire strength of this army that we're fighting is in their Lord and their Black Orcs. They do have one Orc Biggins unit there as well. But what we obviously need to do is draw them towards us and get our blunderbusses shooting into those Black Orcs. Alright, start deployment. Let's go ahead and find out exactly where the Black Orcs are. There's one of them. And there's the other. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and get our blunderbusses over here, since this is where the Black Orcs are. We also want to get you here. You, and you're number 1. You, and you are my number 5. We'll get you over here. You are my number 6 because you're flying. We'll get you over here. You guys... I don't think I want you going up against the Black Orc side of their army. Hobgoblin Cutthroats. Actually, let's do it like this. Let's do you two, three of you, the 2 of you in the middle, then the 2 of you, then 2 of you. You guys are my 4. And why are you being drawn like that? Oh, come on. Alright, no, never mind. It drew them okay. Alright. So we want you... Oh, I see what the problem is. There's a barrier right here. Alright, no problem. Let's go ahead and move you guys kind of like this. And we want you two to be 8. You can be up here on this hill crest. We'll move these guys forward a little bit. And then you guys are my 7. Oops. You guys, both of you, are my 7. And you can be over here. Let's see if they see this as a weakness and they start sending like half their army or something over in this direction. If they do, we should be able to overwhelm the other half of their army with the main part of our troops here. It's also possible that they will just stay in place, in which case we will try to draw them forward with Burning Wrath. So let's go ahead and start the battle. Let's see if they move. They are coming towards us. Very interesting. Okay. Well, again, we want to move... Actually, all of you... Let's get all of you moving forward. Like so. My 8s. Let's get you guys like this. Okay, back over here to you. You can do a spell on the Black Orcs. Let's get you moving around behind. 5, let's get you guys over here. You are still hidden. Okay. You guys, we want you guys shooting those Black Orcs for sure. Okay, how are you guys doing over here? Let's get you into those Goblin Archers. Let's get you into... Okay, you guys go ahead and hit them. That's fine. Let's get you guys around. Okay, how are we doing over here? Yeah, we're shooting the heck out of them. That's good. Keep doing it. You go ahead and get in on them. Buff yourself. Okay, you guys back here. You on those Goblin Archers. Okay. You have no buffs. You, at this point, let's go ahead and get... Okay, where are the other Black Orcs at? I've lost track of the other Black Orcs. Go ahead and shoot down those goblins for now. You... Okay, where are the Black Orcs? Where are the Black Orcs? There they are. Okay, let's get you shooting at these Black Orcs. Let's get you moving over here. You guys get... Yeah, you're all holding. That's fine. Let's get you guys shooting. Oh, those are the big uns right there. They chased away our cutthroats. That's going to happen. That's fine. You are... Okay, I want you on the archers, not on regular goblins. You... Let's get you out of there. We want to shoot... Where are the Black Orcs? We want to shoot those Black Orcs to pieces. We want to shoot those Black Orcs to pieces. You are doing fine. Okay, 5. Let's get you guys on these archers over here. Back to you. Okay, how about you guys over here? Are you shooting? Those are the big uns over there. You got called in melee. That's my mistake. Okay. Alright, are you guys still shooting the black orcs? You sure are. You guys are actually doing a fantastic job up here. I'm very impressed with you. Okay, the black orcs are running away. You go ahead and switch to shooting those goblin archers. You're still holding your own. You can go ahead and charge back in. Hopefully you can find some archers to hit. Like them. That's good. You guys take on those goblins right there. Okay. You guys right there doing fantastic. Go ahead and help out over here. You guys. Okay, we're doing pretty well here. You can actually come around. Okay, never mind. They're all pretty much breaking over there. That's good. All right, let's get you moving forward. Let's get you guys backed up a little bit. We want to get all of our ranged units. Okay, you guys can actually help out on them. You... Okay, never mind. At this point, we just want to try to kill the Lord, but we're probably not going to be able to. Let's go ahead and get you headed up this way as well, and you as well. But it's probably going to come down to whether or not you guys are going to be able to get them. Let's go ahead and speed up a little bit. Okay, come on, stop getting... Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. Stop getting distracted by units that we don't care about. Okay, you can get over here and then turn around and charge, hopefully. You guys still have quite a ways to go. Alright, at this point, you're going to get bogged down by those goblins right there, aren't you? Let's see if he can manage to get past a couple of goblins. Yes, he can. Okay, that's good. Any kind of a charge on him? No, our own units. Okay, let's go ahead and... How many dark... They've got 22 black orcs left. Let's actually make sure that we shoot them. Try to kill them. And over here, any... Yeah, we probably have no chance to actually get those... to run down these black orcs at all. You can go ahead and try to slow down those black orcs. You can actually go ahead and blast them from range. What are we looking at? 21. You head this way. Okay, what are you doing? What on earth are you doing? Okay, I don't want to do this because it causes damage to self. We'll just keep blasting those black orcs. We want to kill as many of them as possible because his army is going to survive. Okay, you guys. Alright, you... What? Why can I not attack? There we go, okay. Not having any more luck shooting them, am I? We got him down to 16, that's fine. Start heading this way, okay. Alright, oh, we killed him! The enemy lord is wounded, excellent. I wasn't even paying attention, okay. Clumsy, but we got there. Alright, so the black orc units are still in existence, but they're very much depleted. We took some casualties, but mainly only to units that we don't really care that much about. Our Chaos Dwarf units, for the most part, came out of that. in relatively good shape. Okay, we got a little bit of labor. Every little bit helps. Got a little bit of loot. Some experience, and we got Armor of the Forge. Let's take a look at that. Ward save and fire resistance. Yeah, I'll definitely take all that. Just out of curiosity here, so our Taurus here dealt 2,250. Our Centaur Renders here, Bull Centaur Renders, did more than 12,000. So 3 times, no, I'm sorry. What? Almost 6 times as much. Between 5 and 6 times as much damage as that. But here's the big winners, right? Yeah, 18,000, almost 19,000 damage from this guy. And 12,000 from this guy. So those blunderbusses continue to just be just really impressive. Meanwhile, our characters, yeah, nowhere near as much. Okay. Anyway, we can get more labor. We can get some more treasury. We can get our army replenished. Maybe not a bad idea to get the armor replenished, but I really can't say no to the labor. And we should be able to run him down and wipe out the rest of his army. One thing I should do here is I should make it a habit to always check out what season we're in. Okay, what did we gain here? We've already looked at that. There is one thing I have noticed with this legendary lore mod is that there are occasionally some delays in going through your event messages up here. Like it kind of gets stuck on them. Let's go ahead and get our ranks applied. Think maybe... Oh, what do we have? What's Ash Storm? Oh, that's not nearly as impressive as I thought it was. It sounded pretty impressive anyway. Flaming Sword of Ruin, we already know about that. Do I want to maybe consider Blue Line? Ambush success chance, we can get that up to 30% better. Logistician, get our casualty replenishment rate. That's got to be a high priority, right? Let's do that. Okay, you... Bulgur, maybe? Or hard to hit? Let's give you Bulgur. We've already got everything except the additional Forbidden Rod assigned. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and wipe out the rest of this army. Decisive victory this time. Oh, he's even consolidated his Black Orcs. Well, it's too big of a fight for me to auto-resolve it. Besides, we'll take less significant casualties if we fight this properly and protect some of our units which have already gotten themselves depleted. Alright. Start deployment. Do I want to leave myself in this same formation? Quite frankly, with very little alteration, I think I do. Let's go ahead and get you guys like this. Let's get you guys moved up a little closer now. Start battle. I will go ahead and move you back. Okay, you guys move forward a bit. I guess the main thing is I want you to not shoot because there's a ridge line in front of you. You and you. Let's go ahead and get you up here like this. You guys can sit this out for the moment. What do they got over here? Goblins. Well, those goblins are going to be destroyed by probably just one of these blunderbuss units. Let's get you moving forward this way. Who are my best units here? I guess probably the Chaos Warriors are the best units to bear the brunt of the fighting here. You guys can shred them, I think. Let's go ahead and destroy all them. Let's go ahead and buff yourself. You guys go ahead and do that. You do that. You guys now shoot back there at their goblin archers. You guys... Why did you not both charge in? My goodness. Okay. You take them out. Oh, look at that. Well, we're going to see how well these blunderbusses, this is a little bit of a test. How well can they hold up in melee combat? Okay, let's go ahead and get... Let's get you guys over here to help out now. Well, I'm letting them take a little bit of damage, and quite frankly, I'm kind of doing it on purpose because I want to see how well they can hold out. But it's not... I'm not real impressed with them, I guess I'll put it that way. Okay, why did you not cast? There you go, finally. Alright, they're broken. Yeah, let's get you out of there. Now you're going to start taking some damage from our other blunderbusses. You guys go ahead and hit them from behind, I suppose. Alright, so we took a little bit of damage, mostly because I was doing that little bit of an experiment. Okay, good enough. End battle. Oh, I completely forgot they had black orcs in that army. I didn't even bother to identify where their black orcs were. No wonder we took some damage. Okay. That should wipe them out. We only got 21 labor out of it, which... I'm not thrilled by that, but we can always add to it here with our loot option. Did not gain enough experience to level up, which is not surprising. So we could do army replenishment, a little bit of money, or another 63 labor. I think we're going to take the labor. And... we did get an enchanted shield, okay. Oh, and we got more labor, I'm sorry, more treasury, and we got this more labor for 5 turns, okay. We'll take that. Sounds good to me. Let's go ahead and give the enchanted shield probably to you. Works for me. Okay. Now, do we have... we have enough move... we don't have enough movement to attack them, and we need a little bit of replenishment anyway, so we're going to go ahead and go into our encampment stance, get a little bit of replenishment done this turn. Actually, that's pretty good replenishment. I shouldn't even say a little bit of replenishment, because that's quite good. And we're even getting a little bit of Winds of Magic right here, so that's good as well. Another option that we could do is ambush stance, but we can't do raiding. I don't see any reason to go into ambush stance. I'd rather have the replenishment. So that's that. Meanwhile, I'm going to continue to recruit in some super cheap goblins, just so that you can stay ahead of the public order problem right here. Now, one thing that we could also do is we could do this. Set an example. This would definitely improve our control. It would cost 200. Let's do this. No, we can't. Never mind. We don't have any... there's no commandment that would reduce the labor cost of this labor action here. So we could go ahead and do it. This generates money at the cost of 200 labor. I'm now realizing that our labor situation Well, no, we are still burning. We're now burning 158 per turn. Conclave influence. Well, I'm still gonna go ahead and do this just because we're gonna kind of test it out. I don't have an objective for it, do I? Oh, I forgot to do a convoy. My goodness. Create new convoy. Okay. Looks like this is probably the direction to go. We want to do our best to actually succeed at our first convoy because we have an objective to complete. All right, sharpshooter gives a benefit to all kinds of missile infantry. Or we could do Hobgoblin Favor, has additional Hobgoblin units. I kind of feel like we're more likely to have a bunch of Hobgoblins, aren't we? And a melee attack of +10 is really good. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to choose that. Hire and add master. I have to remember how to do this, because I remember the first time I messed around with this, it took me a while to figure out exactly how to do it. So, army panel. Oops, yeah, no, I do want to see it. Okay, so we actually... Oh, that was a mistake. We have far more Chaos Dwarfs than we do Hobgoblins. Oh, well. Incoming... Okay, that's worth it. That's fine. Outgoing armaments, 400. We don't have 400 armaments. How do we have outgoing 400 armaments? Okay. Great Hall of Greasus. We can't dispatch it because we cannot afford it because we don't have those armaments. Now we can dispatch it. And this is going to prevent us from being able to use the Hellforge. Still, we need to do it. Dispatch. 3 turns. Let's see if it succeeds. Okay. The Hellforge option will still be there for us whenever we do get enough armaments. We're getting 10 per turn. This is where we're getting 10 per turn. Why exactly are we getting it from here? Yeah, we're getting it from there. Okay. So, if we're not going to be recruiting any more Hobgoblin units, I can go ahead and demolish that building and replace it with an actual factory or a refinery or something. I guess this is the factory. Okay. And then you... This is increasing our raw materials. Why not? And then this reduces recruitment costs for units that we can't actually recruit right now, so it's not a priority. This might be worth doing. It's not costing us any labor to do it. Alternatively, we could do this and try to get our control, our public order situation under control. I think it's worth doing that. Worth doing that. It's a building that is worth building in a minor settlement since it only goes up to the 3rd level anyway. Okay, so now the question remains, do we want to also do this? We're at minus 59. Let's do it. Let's try to get... Okay, yeah, let's try to get... There we go. It took a long time for that to update. Okay, so there we go. We've got... Sorry, I just got a really quick text message here that I have to respond to. Alright, yeah, so we got a public order situation, I think, under control now. We've got our settlements doing what they need to do. We've got our army replenishing. We've got this army recruiting. Let's just check out our diplomacy now.
Take what's theirs. Fine.
Okay. And let's go ahead and End our turn. Okay, convoy encounter. Oops, there goes my phone again. Okay, so numbers are superior, so we could add some sneaky gits, gain additional units for this army, or replenish our forces, which obviously we don't need. An eager tribe of half-brained hobgoblins have appeared from seemingly nowhere, intending to offer their services. Hashut only knows where they were hiding. Despite their frankly annoying enthusiasm, their blades could come in handy, or perhaps you could make use of this blessing they keep rambling on about. Well, let's go ahead and add 2 sneaky gits to the convoy. Mission successful. Have 700 raw materials. Very good. The desolation of 1,000 years of labor already fills your corner of the dark lands where industry tears at the earth, pockmarking the surface with the scars of enterprise. Continue these endeavors and reap the rewards. Very nice. And we got some labor from it. Okay, and we got ourselves a mission here. My dominance of Zar Nagrund must remain unchallenged. The call to war. Yep, okay. Just got some research done. Claim a seat in the Tower of Zar. The Tower of Zar is a hustle and bustle of workshops, forges, laborers, and warriors, and where the powerful meet to exert their influence over them. To hold sway over its ancient districts is a path to power in itself, both for you and all. Dawi Zar. Labor and conclave influence, okay? Let's take a look at that then. Got the demolition complete. Okay, factions encountered. We'll check that out as well. Actually, before I do that, how much time do I have left? I'm actually just about out of time here, unless I want to do another turn. Well, one thing I can do, he's at 8. Yeah, we're going to want to fight this battle, and I can actually have the game save once we go charging in. So let's go ahead and just push this just a few minutes longer here. I did want to look at the Tower of Zar. Okay, so the Sorcery District. We need 75 Conclave Influence. We've got 79. Research rate. This is Casualty Replenishment Rate. This is grants a random enchanted item, talisman, or arcane item. Armaments cost, that's very nice right there. Winds of Magic Power Reserve, that's pretty nice also. So of all of these, they're all good, but this is probably my lowest priority of them. Here we have Legate of Zar. This is Armor of Contempt. Campaign movement range plus 15% after winning a battle. Armaments per turn, that's quite good, obviously. Oh, there's my timer going off. Grants a random weapon or armor every 3 turns. Oh, and that's every 3 turns as well, okay. Raw materials, plus 100 per turn. Wow, these are really strong. Income from province settlement buildings. Grants a random follower or banner every 3 turns. And diplomatic relations. Okay, I'm leaning either raw materials per turn, armaments per turn, or a reduction in armaments cost. I think I'm going to go with armaments per turn. Claim seat. Let me just look over here. I don't really see. Oh, that it's just going to list it over here. Never mind. I understand. Okay. So if I claim this, it'll add some probably green text right here, I think. Let's go ahead and do this. Claim seat. Boom. Yep, sure enough. Okay. Very good. I'm happy with that. Claim a seat. Got some labor. Got some conclave influence. Okay. Let's check out the factions encountered here. We should be much stronger at this point than Drippin' Fangs. We are indeed. Any deals to be done? No, there are not. You, however, we could start thinking about defenses in case we get attacked by someone else. But for now, the priority, I think we want it to be building armaments over here inside this factory. That does take minus 150 raw materials per turn, but we are getting a decent amount of raw materials per turn. So let's go ahead and take that. Cannot afford this because we need more raw materials. Okay. That's fine. And meanwhile, was I going to switch you over to this? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me stop this again. Which one is the refinery? That's what I just built. This is the refinery, and this is what gives us income. Okay. Now, I think I want the armaments. I'll build the refinery in this next, maybe. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that. That's it for our settlements. You, I want you to continue to stay here. Our public order is improving now by 10 per turn. This army is still very, very inexpensive, and we can keep adding to it. Every time we add 3 goblin laborers, it's increasing our public order here by +1 per turn. You now... I'm kind of assuming that I'm going to be able to win this battle. You never exactly know for sure until you attack, though. But anyway, let's go ahead and find out. We retreated. Well, I guess that answers that question. Can we... We cannot reach him, but if we attack here, he will get pulled into it, so that's fine. Decisive victory, yeah, I would say we can win this battle. It's mostly just goblins and a couple of orc boys. 1 unit of fairly weak light cavalry. Okay, well, anyway, we will be fighting this battle then at the beginning of the next episode, but I feel like this has been a pretty productive one. Again, as I mentioned at the very beginning, if you've got any suggestions for thematic ways to play these guys, please do let me know. And in any case, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.